Sam Bankman-Fried is the devil. He is the devil in crypto. This guy's literally trying to ruin crypto permanently. You liar! You lie, Sam Bankman-Fried.
Sam Bankman-Fried is the CEO of FTX, which until recently was the third largest cryptocurrency exchange in terms of trading volumes. Ben Armstrong, otherwise known as BitBoy, has been trying to expose Sam Bankman-Fried for weeks. There's a lot to unpack here, but let's quickly run over the recent news. Recently, FTX paused withdrawals, and Binance showed interest in acquiring the company, until a Binance spokesperson said that the company had issues beyond our control or ability to help. Since then, Wall Street Journal has reported that FTX tapped into client accounts to fund risky bets, and now the SEC is investigating Sam Bankman-Fried. But BitBoy has been warning us about him for weeks.
We know your game. We know what you're doing.
And it's common knowledge that Sam Bankman-Fried didn't enter crypto for the blockchain technology. He saw a profitable opportunity with an arbitrage trade. So BitBoy has been questioning his motivations.
Sam's not a crypto guy. He's a political guy. That's what he is. He's pushing political agendas. That's what he cares about. He doesn't care about crypto at all.
There's a lot to unpack here, so let's start with the bill.
BitLicense, that is right. The New York state legislation that taint crypto.
Crypto is commonly referred to as the Wild West. There's not many regulations within the space, and regulators are trying to control the industry. A lot of people within the cryptocurrency space are open to regulation to enable the industry to grow, but these regulations need to be right. A major bill that could change the future of cryptocurrency is the BitLicense. Back in 2014, a major Bitcoin exchange called Mt. Gox went offline. At the time, the exchange was accountable for 70% of Bitcoin transactions. And when it went offline, it left users in the dark as to whether they were going to receive their funds back. So in 2015, the BitLicense was introduced. This was one of the first bills in cryptocurrency history. Any company that wants to operate in the New York state needs to get a license, and once they're licensed, they need to follow specific policies. But that's if they get the license.
To get a BitLicense in the state of New York, it's going to run you about $100,000 or even more. And this is an expense that most startups just can't endure. And there's also a minimal cash requirement. So these companies must have a certain amount of cash on hand. That number is very high. While we know the number is high, you actually have to go through the licensing process to find out what the exact number the state is requiring at the time. So unfortunately, we don't have a published number, but it's big. And the reason for this indiscrepancy is because the amount is up to the discretion of whichever superintendent in New York is reviewing the case. So basically it's how much money can I squeeze out of you? Or do we like your company or not? If we don't, we're gonna set the number higher than you can afford. It's just another way that TradFi crushes small business.
You may be wondering why we are focusing on this so much, since it's a bill for the New York state. But New York is very important in traditional finance.
Laws and regulations like this are very, very detrimental. Once you instill a brand new law, what happens is they use that law to create other laws. And what happens at times is that some other countries can say, you know what, this worked in America. We're too lazy to go ahead and create our
They're
own.
all waiting.
So we're going to go ahead and implement it there.
They're all waiting.
That's what's going to happen as well.
The New York State bill means that companies that are licensed can operate in jurisdiction, but they are regulated by the SEC and need to follow traditional stock market rules and more.
In fact, the BitLicense is more restrictive than current rules on the books for the New York Stock Exchange.
We do need some sort of regulation. However, this is not the right one. Light regulation is the way to go.
And recently, Sam Bankman-Fried has been discussing how he wants to push this bill from state level to federal level. And this has got a lot of backlash. In a recent blog post, Sam Bankman-Fried has actually suggested building regulatory compliance into DeFi protocols themselves. This is what we usually see in self-regulatory market organizations, but it is very expensive and can take years. And anyway, centralized oversight doesn't really make sense with a decentralized protocol. So this has been seen as an attack on the whole DeFi space. And some fear that this could be an attack on peer-to-peer blockchains too, like Bitcoin.
Guys, this is not DeFi only. This is coming for Bitcoin too. Remember all the times that we said they're not going to be able to legislate against DeFi? They can't. Guess what they are? They're making it illegal.
Decentralization basically means anybody can transact. Anybody can transact. When you start to put regulation into play, talking about decentralization in DEXs, what do you think Bitcoin is? Bitcoin is a decentralized P2P currency. And I do truly believe that Bitcoin is one of the most decentralized cryptocurrencies. We don't know who Satoshi is. There's a lot of positive aspects it has. As far as the tech, some of the tech could be called a little bit outdated. I'm not here to argue about that. I love Bitcoin. Absolutely love it. But if we integrate negative regulation that can stifle DEXs, what's going to happen is they're going to start looking at P2P transactions.
He's coming for United States peer-to-peer transactions.
Also in this blog post, Sam Bankman-Fried has tried to regulate the use of freezing specific wallet addresses. This is where a wallet is blacklisted and no funds can be sent out of the account. Here's Ben Armstrong's thoughts.
He says if you send crypto to an address that they put on a block list, even if you don't know, you are now blacklisted. You are blacklisted. You cannot send crypto. Your address will never be good again. You can never send it into an exchange, even if you don't know that the address you're going to is blacklisted. And who has access to those blacklists? Who do you think? Only the exchanges.
Many Twitter users have accused Sam Bankman-Fried of secretly lobbying for the bill's passage. One user said, FTX is spending money to push a law through Congress that may force DeFi protocols to operate like centralized exchanges. The protocol is called the Digital Commodities Consumer Protection Act. A better name would be the Digital Commodities FTX Protection Act.
Yes. Guys, the fact is that what he's trying to do here, okay, he's trying to permanently censor people in crypto.
And BitBoy has made his opinions clear. He believes centralized exchanges are trying to take control.
Brian Armstrong and Sam Bankman-Fried, the CEOs of centralized exchanges, are trying to stifle crypto innovation in America. Number one, so the elites can stay the elites. And number two, so they win. They win. Do you stand on the side of the people or do you stand on the side of the elites?
And interestingly, the only way BitBoy has got this information in order to make these claims is because he's making a bill of his own.
We're behind the scenes working with high-level politicians for pro-crypto, pro-people legislation.
And in the process of getting this bill together, BitBoy decided this won't be self-funded. Instead, he will receive investment. And to do so, he approached FTX.
Through trying to get funding to this bill, we got in touch with the policy team at FTX. They sat on our bill for 3 weeks and tried to slow us down. Why? Because they were working on their own bill. One of our top advisors called their policy team and talked to them. Policy team said, yeah, they actually never had any plans on funding our bill. And they actually tried to steal the person from us, a high-level politician.
Further, BitBoy has accused FTX of stealing language from their bill.
Because let me tell you what FTX did. Let me tell you what Sam Bankman-Fried did. Okay, this guy took our bill, stole language from it, actually stole language from our California state bill. Our California state bill stole language from it and put it in their bill, what they're doing, okay?
But now BitBoy's bill has received funding and hopefully it will help us regulate the industry in a way that can allow us to continue to grow.
Our bill's funded now. We're funded. We're moving forward. We're going to be able to come out publicly with this very soon.
In regards to Sam Bankman-Fried, now he is being investigated by the SEC, but the regulators have said they will continue to push with their bill. Sam's actions have really affected the cryptocurrency industry over the last couple of weeks, and people are beginning to question his intentions. He didn't come into crypto for blockchain technology, so watch this video next to see Sam's journey within the cryptocurrency space and how it all fell down. Thanks.